Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about our program, which is the TAY program. It's by Erica, Alyssa, me, Delia, Kevin, and Breeze. This is Professor Ciara Knight's program evaluation class. So, what the TAY program is a transitional age youth program that helps youth ages from like 16 to 26 who are experiencing not like high level of psychiatric episodes or like are in need of high level care, but they do suffer from acute psychiatric episodes, so it's like kind of in between. And this is a residential care facility kind of for them. It has 14 beds, and it's a program that's supposed to help them become more independent and not need hospitalization. So the TASTE program population consists of a diverse multicultural population of youth that have been a part of the health care system, the juvenile system, and or a multi-system.
Without proper intervention, assistance, and guidance, and more consequently, programs to assist them through their life's dilemma, and then becoming self-sufficient has led to high system recidivism rates. According to California Sentencing Institution for San Bernardino, in 2016, 670,000 youth were charged with felonies. Another 100,000 youth are in juvenile halls. There currently are open mental cases within a youth offender program at a rate of 73%. The cost to confine offending youth, the percent of residents under 18 living in poverty is 25%. And the need goes on. Here we can go back. And the need goes on. Here we can see from this pie chart that there are this of 7% of the youth that are need medication management. There's 28% of the youth that need housing. 29% needs counseling. 24% needs employment. And then we have a 12% that needs education. Continue. Here is our logic model. And I like to highlight a couple of things. Here for our inputs, what we have done is we are trying to go from having temporary funding, which would generally come from the county, to giving them long-term resources through Social Security, things of that sort, or through Medi-Cal. One of our outputs is to provide housing through the urban development, which is considered Section 811. That would be on the macro level. And what do we want to do on the macro level? We want to increase youth permanent housing. But to address the macro level, we also have to address the micro level. And here, down here, we also want to address housing and urban development under Section 8, which is a bit different than at Section 811. Our end goal for that is to decrease the level of patient and psychological distress and anxiety, which leads them back into the multi-system, either the criminal system or mental health. Kevin?
Next.
Kevin?
Okay. To continue on from the logic model, what fuels the program is the San Bernardino County Mental Health Services, Social Security, Department of Social Services, Medi-Cal, Cal-Able, Behavioral Health Services. This fuel is driven by such workers as peer mentorships, our therapists, our group counseling, and our case management. The destination that this program aims for is to provide youth with self-efficacy and independent living. Next. The evaluation follows the research theory of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This theory answers the evaluation's why question. This means it answers why the evaluation is needed. Without these basic needs, the youth have a harder chance to thrive. Building up from the basic needs gives the youth a sense of establishment, which will allow them to continue to grow into themselves. It helps build their self-esteem while giving the youth a sense of purpose. Ultimately, it gives the youth an end goal of independence with self-efficacy. Good.
Evaluation questions we believe evaluators should ask. The first one being what changes in the program participants' life are attributable to the program. The first sample question would be what activities or resources does the program offer that allows change in a participant's life? What is used to break their quote unquote bad habits? And sample question number 2 would be what specifically about the program do participants feel helped them the most? The second question we believe the evaluators should ask are for people who are not participating, what would they be missing out to experience a better well-being? The first sample question would be, what does this program offer that others do not? The second, how can this program prove to be useful to individuals who have not experienced it themselves? Continued, the third question that should be asked is there another target population who the program can benefit? How would this impact their communities? And the sample question would be, how would this program potentially impact the lives of individuals who are not participating themselves? And the last question we believe evaluators should ask is, how does the program's use of peer mentors impact the lives of their participants? These sample questions will be given to the participants. The first one being, how has your peer mentor impacted your well-being? The second, was the program's use of peer mentorship a positive or negative experience? Please explain.
Also, onto our set-pooling plan. In order to obtain a particular population, our evaluation team has decided to use a non-probability sampling method, and more specifically, a purposeful or purposive sampling technique, because it allows the team to choose individuals based on our specific criteria, which was mentioned previously, are those who are of a transitional youth age group that are experiencing an acute psychiatric episode or crisis and are in need of higher level of care than a room and board, but lower than psychiatric hospitalization. And then, although this sampling technique will limit the ability to generalize our findings, it will provide a more in-depth and contextually rich data. Onto our collection methods. Our evaluation team has chosen to run a regression discontinuity design because it provides the opportunity to give both pre-tests and post-tests to measure the impacts of the program. The team will be able to determine the thoughts, opinions, and level of well-being of the participants in order to fully measure the effectiveness of this program. We will use methods such as surveys and possibly interviews for those who consent and feel comfortable being recorded in order to analyze our data. For example, having participants explain their level of distress before and after the program, as well as having them elaborate on possible aspects of the program that help them alleviate psychological distress, will give the team a more in-depth analysis of the program's effectiveness. So overall, our analysis plan, the evaluation team will be running an impact evaluation because this type of evaluation is used to assess the long-term impacts of a program. In other words, it'll help us measure the sustained changes brought about by the program. It answers questions dealing with success rates, or in other words, how successful the program is at accomplishing what it sets out to do. And it also reveals reactions from the general population. As I stated in the previous slide, when analyzing our data, we are going to be using a regression discontinuity design. It allows the team to evaluate the survey answers from participants prior to entering the program and after the program or exiting the program in order to determine the overall effectiveness of our program. This was our evaluation plan for the TAY Behavioral Health Hostel. We thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation, and we all hope you enjoyed.